Hello there. Good afternoon, everyone. We are getting back into the what is it? All skills tournament. We've had a little bit of a break, but now we're getting back to it. This is the top 16, and this is the first match of the top 16. We are here with Murray and Pharest. Um, they're about, I believe, a minute apart in their PBs. Do you have the exact number of their PBs?
Yes, I believe Pharest was a 50-49 and Murray was a 51-46.
Yeah, roughly about a minute. But hopefully we'll have a really good race. By the way, I'm Sylvie and I'm here with my co-commentator Spicy. We're happy to serve you today.
Yeah, it's exciting that we are finally making it to the top 16 double elimination bracket after what seems like a very long tournament. Started all the way back in the middle of February, and now here we are,
hmm I mean,
approaching the end.
at least it wasn't as long as the Randa tournament. I wasn't really around for that, but I heard rumors.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that went on for like a year.
Ugh, yikes.
So the runners right now will just be testing their load normalizer just to make sure we don't have any problems with the race. In just a moment, they will let us know and we will that they're ready and we will count them down.
Alright. We're just testing right now. We have not officially started. Uh
Yeah, we're.
Ferris. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying we're currently waiting on the runners to ready up so that we can count them. So they will start in just a bit.
Alright. Yeah, I was just going to talk about the runners a bit. Ferris was my first opponent. He has been fairly consistent throughout the tournament. I think he's had one or two a little rougher runs, but overall has had some pretty consistent displays. Murray has also been fairly consistent, maybe a little more consistent. I think Murray definitely gets the hours in for the practice. Definitely, he makes strats too, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I know recently Murray was the one who labbed out the devout kill with Great Slash.
Mm,
Uh, in Beast Den, which saves a little bit of time and some soul.
yeah, that's very cool.
And then Ferris, notably in this tournament, one of the biggest upsets. Ferris lost after dying in Green Path in the Hornet fight, and I believe his second race. So hopefully we
That's
won't see
right.
that same outcome here.
Yeah. Battle of the Weepogus. Let's go. Yeah, hopefully we see a fairly even race. That's always exciting.
Yeah, these runners are really close in PBs. A minute at that top level could really go either way because when you're a top runner of these games and you can't reset, that minute can sway very quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just one single mistake as well, and your opponent will be able to just catch right back up.
Exactly. So it should be a really exciting race.
Fingers crossed. Spicy predicting a death to green path for Pharest, I see.
Yeah, I was debating commenting on it because I've had some really awful commentators curse luck this tournament.
Oh
But
no.
you got to act like it's not real and provide that quality content when it happens.
Let's go. So Ferris was just getting a restart on his stream because he was experiencing some frame skips and all that sort of good stream quality stuff that you like. And he was trying to just get rid of that. So hopefully he'll be ready pretty soon. Muri actually also is not quite ready. Um, Seems like this is probably stuff we should figure out beforehand, but oh well.
So I guess while we're waiting on the runners, maybe we should talk about what do you think, Sylvie, are going to be the most pivotal sections of the run? Where do you think's gonna win or lose this race?
Well, I mean, as much as I hate to say it, it's always Soul Sanctum, right? The RNG there is just way too heavy to not be considered at any point. Uh, Everywhere else seems fairly consistent. People might make a mistake in C peaks and also maybe in Green Path. Um, but also it might be none of those. It might just be Muri takes that just minute level of skill he has and just collects seconds and seconds over Pharest. It's hard to exactly say where the the quote unquote win is going to come from, but if I had to say, it'd probably be anywhere between those three sections that I mentioned.
All right, so the runners are ready now and they are counted down. I agree with you, Sylvie. There's also the small chance of a missed Umu cycle, depending
That is
on
true.
how practiced these runners are in it, which could be a pivotal moment in the race. But at this level, I would expect an Umu cycle, even with bad RNG from either of these runners.
Yeah, that's fair. But if all things go well, we'll just have a close THK fight and have that RNG decide the winner.
Oh my. THK in this category using the Shriek fight can really mess with you with some bad dash RNG.
Absolutely. Alright. Paris is going to be going off first. We'll be getting a sync soon enough, though, so that the timers are all in line.
We are, of course, using the load normalizer here, so once they're synced once, they should be synced for the entire race.
Yes. Give or take a few seconds.
Of course.
Starting out on Green Path. Looks like Ferris actually made a slight little mistake there, but not a huge amount of time wasted. Let's see who gets the hard fall. Does. Ooh. Maybe jumped a little too high there. And Muri does not. Lovely.
Yeah. Muri did get worse Vengefly RNG than Pharest and had to go a little further out to lure it in. So that'll probably negate Pharest's small jump mistake, but that hard fall will probably give Muri an extra second or so on King's Pass.
Yep, just about a second exactly. And here we are at the most exciting portion of the run, Dirtmouth.
Yeah, I get this frame perfect jumping. Each jump here is a frame perfect trick for optimal time save. I say that sarcastically, but it's actually kind of genuine. You can actually lose or save a decent amount of time there, depending on how well you time your jumps.
It's unfortunate, but true. Oh, it looks like we just got another miniature sync there. Here we are at the Gruz Drop. Section RNG, you can take 0 to 3 hits. Muri goes the center route, and Ferris goes the right route. They both got hit once, but I think Muri may have saved just a slight bit more time because of a bit more optimal movement.
Yeah, and Murray got hit before he really started falling, while Ferris
Mhm.
got hit out of a decent speed fall. So Murray definitely will save a bit on.
And here we are at double spike. Murray going under platform and getting both, and same with Ferris, except Ferris went over plat. That's crazy.
Yeah, great double spike kills from both the runners. Murray is only ahead by about 2 seconds right now. So it's anyone's game, but those 2 seconds at the start of the race with so little time save available is
Mhm.
very impressive on Murray's part.
It really is. Yeah, I haven't seen any real significant mistakes from either runners yet. I think Ferris might have had a couple like misdirectional placements. However, other than that, it's been pretty dang consistent from both of them. Murray gets the statue pogo, and Ferris misses the statue pogo. It's going to cost him about another 40.45 seconds.
Yeah. The statue pogo is a rather tough trick for how little time it saves, but that just shows the level of optimization we're getting in some of these categories that pretty much every runner's been going for it recently that I've
Hmm.
watched.
I know for sure Wasabi Knight doesn't go for statue pogo. Not optimal.
Boomer strats.
Just gotta get a bit of bullying, and he's my best friend. So
Seeing a really good false night from Murray and from Ferris. Both of them get good RNG off the fight. What they're looking not to have is false night jump away from them, and he jumped towards them for both runners.
I actually only recently learned False Knight can actually like swing his hammer on the second attack he does. I thought he had to do 2 jumps immediately. Oh, Murray missed the torch game. GG. That's about a 8-second time lost. Oh, Ferris misses it as well. All right.
Unfortunate. So coming up to VS here, it looks like Murray will have about 2 seconds on Ferris. Mostly because Ferris had the hard fall in Kane's Pass as well as a missed statue pogo.
Mm-hmm.
That little difference seems to suggest we're going to have a really close race here because it seems like Murray's just having slightly better execution despite having a slightly slower PB than Ferris has had. So if that keeps up, we should see a really close race despite Ferris having a minute on Murray in his overall PB.
Yeah, fingers crossed. We always love a close race. Even maybe it's just that Ferris is more practiced with the late game than the early game, but it does feel like Murray's movement is just a little more dialed down than Ferris's. And here we
Definitely.
are at the boulder. First spit, good RNG, and on Ferris' side, one second spit. You know, that's fine. You lose about a second per spit. Not quite, but just about. Unfortunately, the worse RNG went to the guy who was in the behind. What am I saying? Could I grammar, please? um,
Yeah, I'm sure either runner's okay with a first or second spit boulder, though.
mhm,
What they're really hoping not to get is those 7 spit boulders that
yeah,
can just lose a ton of time,
absolutely.
put you behind unfairly.
Tournament record, I believe, is an 11 spit boulder, but yeah, that's just too much. Murray seemingly having some crazy soul collection, being able to get the full without going out of his way at all. Ferris had to go in for the backup of the tick up there, unfortunately, to collect the soul he needs.
Yeah, that should make Murray's green path a decent bit easier for him. He's going to have to take a lot less time to grabbing soul early on here.
Mm-hmm. Well, Murray looks like he missed the jump for the fireball skip. Um, Ferris, however, aces the fireball skip. That's going to give him back about 4 seconds, I believe.
Yeah, it's 3 to 4, I think, depending on how good your movement is. So it should about even up the race here.
Murray's going to be still a little bit ahead, but yeah, it'll be much closer than it has been.
Oh yeah, it looked like Pharest actually had some jumping problems.
Yeah.
on his way up the green path.
Second fireball skip. Muri gets it really well. And for the second on Pharest's end. Ooh,
Oh no.
doesn't get the turnaround. However, second try gets it perfect.
Awesome. Now that will leave Pharest with not much soul coming into this room. He's either going to have to gather some from extra enemies that we don't normally get here, or grab it from the little moss creep before the fireball skip here.
Oh, try to go for the 1. Didn't get the turnaround though. Misses the 2. Gonna try again. Oh, makes it with the 1 on the 3rd attempt.
Gotta respect going for the 1 fireball. I know I won't ever.
Yeah, no, definitely not. But yeah, if you can pull it out, it's definitely worth it than going around.
Yeah, it's very precise. Seeing a nice Moss Knight from Muri there. Pretty clean. And we'll get the double and have 3 hits of soul going into this next room and save a bit of time.
The Knight does not jump back for Pharest, however. Having to use all 3 hits of fireball. Soul. Jesus.
Yeah, so missing that fireball doesn't lose too much time on the actual Moss Knight kill, but it does mean that the runners will lose probably about a second grabbing extra soul for the upcoming Moss Knights. Muri will get the bad Moss Knight RNG here, and we'll have to do his movement waiting for the one far away to come close. It looks like he might have missed the first fireball. Nope, manages to hit them all.
Good, good.
Yeah, he handled that well. Pharest will also get the bad RNG.
Oh, that... I don't think that one hit, though. That first fireball. Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, and Pharest also missed one of the Geo Rocks, it looks like.
Wait, really? Oh, man.
Yeah. At least a couple hits on it. So Pharest is looking rather low on Geo here. Usually you want to be at about 300, maybe a bit more, ideally. He's not in an awful position. He'll probably be okay, but it will be something I'll have to consider as the run goes on.
That was a really clean fight from Muri. There's a couple strategies for Hornet. One of them involving bullying them in the corner, and the other one getting doubles on Hornet. Looks like Pharest is going for the corner bully. Actually, that was a crazy quick fight from Pharest.
Yeah, and at one mask, no less, I did almost commentator's curse with the green path death.
A little scary, but actually that Hornet fight might save Pharest a fair bit of time. Like, I'm thinking 5 seconds maybe. Oh, even more. Oh no, never mind. I lied.
Yeah, so Pharest is currently 15 seconds behind after green path.
I'm trolling. Don't worry about it. Here you are coming to the next split. Mantis Claw. For that we have to traverse down through green path. Not a whole lot to comment on for right now, but at the end there'll be a couple good skips. However, this movement I always find to be very satisfying watching runners do it, especially higher level ones. Yeah, look at that. Just weaving through the platforms.
Yeah, coming up, runners will either go top or bottom route here. Top route saves a bit extra soul, but the bottom route saves a bit of time. So we see Muri take top route, and we'll see if he puts that soul to good use going on. While Pharest goes bottom route.
Yeah, it's just pretty movement right now. Here we'll be collecting some Geo Rocks along with mushrooms. Just getting a bit more Geo because we need 800 and we're not going to Lem. So we can get Dash Lash, and here is E-Pogo on Muri's side. Or should I say Wee-Pogo? Let's go.
Ooh.
First
Impressive.
attempt. It really was.
The Wii Pogo, Muri just demonstrated being a bit of a swag strat. Technically optimal, but very difficult.
Muri messes up the Mantis Pogo here.
Oh no.
Oh, this might give Ferris time to catch up.
Yeah, manages to save it at the big
Ooh,
mantis, but we still lose a decent amount of time there. It won't be
yeah,
enough for Ferris to catch up entirely, but it will bring it down to, looks like, a couple seconds.
that all of a sudden this race got interesting again. That's what we're saying. Just like one mess up and the other runner will just catch right back up. That's the level we're at right now.
Yeah, so looking at the timers, Ferris is 3 seconds behind after that, made up 12 seconds in that fungal waste area because of that Miss Mantis pogo from Muri. It was really smart on his feet to pick up that backup. Otherwise, Murray would be well behind if he had to go all the way around.
I looked away for a second, but it looked like did Murray get some cling storage there? I didn't. Maybe I'm just tripping, but it kind of looked like it did.
I did not see, but it would
Okay.
not be the first time in this game. We see all sorts of weird wall cling storage.
Yeah.
Wolf Runner's doing a good job collecting soul on their way to Gruzmother. They'll want 6 hits as they enter the fight, so they'll hit this Aspid on the way down, and 2 hits on this jumping husk named Jennifer.
Yep. Belovedly named by the community. So it looks like it's become a 4-second differential. I'm not sure where Murray made up that 1 second, but very clean fights from the both of them for Gruzmother.
Yeah, those are basically synced Gruzmother fights. You'll have to see. We'll see if their cleanups are synced as well.
Hmm. Yeah, this is another pretty heavy RNG spot in the run. Oh, that one. Oh, there's 2 that escaped from Ferris and 2 that escaped from Murray. Man, crazy.
Yeah, both of them have a bit of trouble with the Gruz cleanup. If a couple escape, that can really get out of hand and you can lose a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
Ferris had a bit of an issue with menuing and actually scrolled past Shaman Stone before buying it, which won't lose a ton of time, but it'll lose probably about half a second. As well as it looked like Murray handled their Gruz Mother cleanup slightly better. I'd expect to see Ferris probably about 4.5 seconds behind after this.
It looks like Murray got the bench before entering Salubra. Interesting.
Yeah, so we won't see a good comparison of where they're at until they enter Blue here, really, because of the bench differences.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks about 5 seconds behind for Pharest. Really close race, though, going into Blue Lake.
Absolutely. And here we are at the hardest movement tech of the game, Blue Lake jump skip.
Yeah, Murray's Blue Lake actually looked a little bit faster. They had some lower jumps, or he had some lower jumps. It's optimally, you're going to jump and dash as soon as possible above the water and keep doing that. You don't lose or gain a ton of time based on how well you do it, but you can save a few frames.
Mm-hmm. Those precious sweet frames.
Both of them get a good wall climb storage off of that elevator.
Nice.
Looking at the Geo, Murray has about 20 more than Ferris, which is about where you want to be. Ferris, again, is looking rather low on Geo in this race.
Might have to make up a bit more Geo somewhere. I'm not sure where he plans on doing that, if he even realizes that he needs to do that.
Yeah, 239 Geo. I'd assume he probably looked here when he sat down at this bench. I know I always do on my way into King Station. And that's low, but it is manageable. You can theoretically get it without losing really much time, but if they get bad geo spreads or just miss a bit, they could be in a lot of trouble.
Here at Gorgeous Husk. Very difficult boss, if you ask me. It's so easy to just lose your rhythm on Gorgeous Husk.
It really is to lose those doubles. If you just take one hit of damage or do a fireball too close, you can actually lose a decent amount of time.
And then one hit turns into 4, and then you're on 1 health, and you're like, oh god, am I actually going to die to Gorgeous Husk?
Yeah, it looked like Pharest gained a decent amount of time on Gorgeous Husk there, bringing him back to 3 seconds behind.
Yeah. Very well done.
Yeah, now we'll get the opportunity to see if that geo differential plays into it. The runners are looking to have at least 704 geo. Pharest has 713. So he does have enough, but does not have the opportunity to miss very much.
No. It's rough, too, because Geo can fly any random direction, it feels like, and completely mess up where you're going. But that didn't really happen for Pharest. Managed to dash right into them. With very clean hoppers from the both of them. Doesn't look like either one's going to be gaining or losing any time here.
Yeah, no. We will see Muri continue to have a bit more geo than Pharest going into Sanctum, which could play a bit of a role in a little bit after we kill Soul Master. But right now, it looks like the runners are mostly synced up. Muri accidentally miscues the dash slash by, and that would, just about exactly sync up the runners, it looks like.
Dang.
Let's see. Pharest quits out at 14:44. And Muri quits out at 14:45. So Pharest actually took the lead by 1 second with that menuing mistake by Muri there.
So from here, it looks like Pharest has a little bit quicker loads, just by a small margin. However, that little margin over many different loads is going to propel his stream forward a little bit. So physically, it's going to look like he's ahead, but honestly, it's about a hard fall there. There's going to be no real-time difference between the two runners. The hard fall actually probably puts Muri back in the lead.
Yeah, or at least even, I guess. Ooh, Muri misses a elevator wall climb storage there, which will put Pharest ahead again.
This game is just coming down to each little thing that happened. It looks like Pharest had to do 2 hits. Oh, Murray's gonna have to do 2 hits as well. Dang. Yeah, Muri is starting to lose a little bit of time. I fully believe Muri can get it back up. Just seems to have lost his rhythm, perhaps. But for right now, Pharest is definitely in the lead, solidly.
Yeah, but it's easy for a small mistake in these tournaments to really get in a runner's head and knock him off rhythm. So hopefully we'll see Muri get back in the groove and pull it back. I'm saying pull it back. The race is 3 seconds apart.
Yeah.
But hopefully Muri can stop losing time.
That was a really quick... both got really quick soul twisters there. They actually got the same RNG. Muri had a bit of a quicker one, however expended more soul to do it, because he used 2 fireballs when Pharest did 1 fireball and 3 nail hits.
Yeah, so Pharest's extra soul here should make for a probably significantly quicker soul warrior coming in just a moment.
I mean, it looks like Muri will have enough, because yeah, Muri will have enough to do the quick kill. However, it might have to spend less time farming soul on the way to Soul Master, perhaps.
Yeah, possibly. You can also do some variations of the quick kill that are slightly faster if you do have 3 full hits of soul, but it won't make a huge difference.
And here's Soul Master. Looks like Pharest just decided to do 3 fireballs. Looked like one of them didn't double. Same with Muri. I missed that fireball too. Had to cast another one.
Yeah, really unfortunate for Muri. That's going to lose him probably about 5 seconds over Pharest, comparing the 2 fights.
Ooh, having to deal with the Soul Twister in his way too. No Soul to Fireball. Oh, until now. That was really rough RNG on Murray's end.
Yeah, it
Ferris,
really was.
Ferris also got some bad RNG. However, he had the Soul to just Shade Soul the Spell Twister and just move on his way. So lost a bit less time for it.
Yeah, both runners have enough soul for the quick kill. Entering Soul Master, we'll see Pharest give that a shot first.
Oh, didn't turn around.
Yeah, so Pharest goes for the safer method of the quick kill, the slightly less quick kill. And with really solid RNG after, it will have a rather quick Soul Master fight.
Yeah.
Murray nails the optimal quick kill strategy, but has kind of bad RNG. He will go into the second phase with more soul, but elects to heal instead.
Interesting.
That's one of those decisions where if a runner was doing like a reset, just normal run, I'd expect to see him use that soul for a quicker Soul Master kill. But here he's going to be healing just to make sure he stays in the race.
Yeah, I mean, I'd almost expect someone at Murray's level to be able to handle second phase Soul Master at 3 mass very well. He didn't even take a single hit, and is even choosing to heal up to full. Well, no, the heal here is perfectly acceptable because you get your soul refill when collecting D-Dark or Desolate Dive. Sorry.
Yeah, we saw clean Soul Masters from both runners there. It'll be tough to see who's ahead. They're both very close still after the RNG segment that is Soul Sanctum.
Yeah, I'm just thinking 3 Shade Souls is probably quicker than 6 nail hits and 2 Shade Souls. But, I'm not a top runner, so I guess I shouldn't comment.
Yeah, it looks like Pharest is about a room ahead heading out of Soul Sanctum. Probably about 7 or 8 seconds. 7 seconds according to Rixian leaving Desolate Dive. Shout out to Rixian in the chat for keeping our times for us. Makes our job as commentators a lot easier.
Absolutely, shoutouts. Rixian, the man.
The runners would just be making their way out of Soul Sanctum, showing some nice elevator positioning and planning to get through as quick as possible.
Yeah. For right now, I'm going to swap over to Pharest's audio.
Sounds good. Pharest has pulled ahead here, which I believe Pharest is known for having a better late game than early game. So I'm sure it's not looking great for Murray right now, but as we've seen, it really is anybody's race.
Yeah, I mean, Murray was ahead by 16 seconds at one point, and now there's only a 7-second differential between the two. Murray could still quite easily catch up. We are coming to one of the most difficult splits or set of splits, I should say, in the whole run. Coming up to C peaks here. We need to collect up to 300 Geo, which Pharest does very well, and Murray already has. So it looks like that Geo differential didn't really mean a whole much.
Yeah, it looks like Murray might save a little bit of time on Geo collection on the way out, but nothing significant. Less than a second.
That is true. Photoshop jump. Ooh, let's go. That's such a hard trick to do.
It is. It is a frame perfect coyote jump. We do have a decent setup for it, but it is still easily missable.
Now we're just calling the stag to bring us back to Dirtmouth. We're going to be heading our way to Crystal Peaks. I heard there was a time in All Skills history where runners would buy the Crossroads stag and just never go do it.
Yeah, there was, but I guess it was ended up routed out because the Crossroads stag does not save a ton of time, and since we need so much Geo early on, it is actually faster to just skip the Geo collection and dash over to Peaks. It's unfortunately a very long and boring segment of dash spam.
Yeah. Dash, hit the dudes, dash, hit the dudes, dash, 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 dash. But anyway, we're through that now. We're gonna say hello to Mila, and then goodbye to Mila as we pass by. And here we are at Sea Peaks. Almost, actually, not quite, not bad. But yeah, Ferris' movement has improved quite significantly from his early game.
Yeah, Ferris' movement was definitely looking really rough in the early game, but it's looking extremely clean now.
Oh, Pogax?
Oh no, misses Pogax.
Looks like the miner threw a little late, maybe?
Yeah. Miner was just too far forward, it looked like, and the Pogax was too low.
But Muri did get the Pogax, putting him in the lead again by, it looks like, 5 seconds. That's really rough RNG for Pharest.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
It looks like he's on some.
It's fortunate for us in that we keep a very close race as we continue on.
Ooh, Pharest is getting some bad cycles. I wonder if that Pogax really shook him a bit.
It definitely could have. Peaks is a rather precise movement focus area, and if you're just out of rhythm, it's really easy to get shook here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Muri having a hard fall there, not remembering when best to trudge up the dash lash there for the storage.
Yeah, it looks like there's about 9 seconds difference between the runners going into the Crystal Heart room. Coming up, runners will either do a damage or a damageless cycle. I'd expect Muri to do the damage cycle, since Muri is at 5 masks, now 4 masks. And Pharest will go for damageless. The damageless loses, I think, about 0.3 seconds. But, you know, the masks are very important here, as they need 2 masks going into Crystallized Mound.
Underplat Woo.
Yes, underplat from both runners. Love to see it.
Yeah, unfortunate turn of events for Pharest. Ending up being 10 seconds behind now. Man. It's so volatile. Any one mistake sends the other rocketing ahead. Unfortunate.
Yes, this really has been a fantastic race to watch.
It really has. Near at the crushes, Muri handling them very well. Pharest as well. Actually, maybe even a slight bit quicker than Muri there.
Yeah, runners will have an opportunity here to go for a nice elevator walk line storage, and both will get it.
Wow.
Though Pharest's looks a little quicker because of good Crystal Hunter positioning.
Here you are, technically the first dark room. Both runners are just gonna dash through them. It's not really easy to see what's happening, but both runners know exactly what they're doing. And they're gonna fly out and make it to Crystallized Mound.
Yeah, it looks like Pharest may have lost a little bit of time in that dark room, having to grab a couple extra hits of soul for the dive in the Crystallized Mound.
Pharest going for a trick that saves him about a second.
Yeah, that spike pogo is really tough, actually. It's fairly precise because the hitboxes kind of jut out, so there's a very small window where you can pogo and not pogo straight into the top of spikes.
Pharest unfortunately missed the C-dash there. I think that costed him about a second. So back to being 10 seconds, unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh, it is nice to see both runners safely make it through the Crystal Peaks set of splits here and keep the run close. 10 seconds, 25 minutes in is awesome for
really
our
is.
race viewership here.
Yeah, it's crazy close.
Been a lot of fun to watch and commentate so far, and hopefully it'll stay that way.
Yeah. I mean, again, one little slip for Murray will put Pharest in the lead again. It's just how
Yeah,
close the race is right now.
it's just been back and forth all race.
It really has been. Look up. Do you know if there's a difference between dropping off left and right side platform? Or is it just like, I'm individual?
Yeah, I believe there's no difference. You can dive off
Oh
that platform.
no,
Ferris
Pharest.
falls. That'll lose him about 7 seconds to Murray, solidifying Murray's lead a bit more.
Oh, that's so rough. How did that even happen, honestly?
Yeah, it looked like it was just a missed dash.
Mm.
Just dashed too far and just barely slid past the platform before setting up the C dash. Do see an underplat from both runners, even after a fallen dream plats. That is Nerves of Steel from Pharest.
Absolutely. Sorry. Here we are. Now that we have our Dream Nail and our Desolate Dive along with our Shaman Stone, we are prepared to fight the Watcher Knights. Fairly simple in all skills. We just use 3 Desolate Dives, and that will be the end of the, well, each individual Watcher Knight.
Yeah, so what runners will be looking at during this fight is Watcher Knight attack RNG. What they want is for the Knights to stand still and swing at them, or bounce is the second best. And the worst is that they roll away. If they get either rolls or bounces, it could take extra D-Darks or nail swings for them to kill the Watcher Knights. We're going to see right here.
Yeah. Had to do an extra fireball, it looked like there, but cleaned it up very well. Murray's end. Pharest having some pretty good RNG, actually. Able to clean them up fairly well.
Yeah, gets one bounce but handles it well. Murray's getting an unfortunate roll, but handles it well with 2 Shade Souls to finish the fight.
Yeah.
Both of them have really good Watcher Knights fights there.
Yeah, about even.
Their RNG was a bit suboptimal, but they handled it well.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm going to swap back to Murray's audio. And here we are, sucking up the solar of our first dreamer, Lurian. We need 2 more of these.
Yeah, and Ponexy and the Dreamer, they're 18 seconds apart. So we saw Pharest pick up 1 second in the Watchers fight, it looks like.
Yeah. Nothing really significant. Actually, that's not true. 1 second is very significant in this race. Looks like Murray missed a fair bit of Geo there from the Watcher Knight's chest.
Yeah, Murray missed about 70 Geo, which is enough to cause problems.
Interesting.
We'll probably have to see him either really try and make sure he gets as much Geo as possible from enemies for the rest of the run, or either hit a Geo Rock in Geo Rock and Beast Den. That's a bit of a backup.
Well, we'll keep a close eye out on what Murray does. But for right now, we're going to drop down here. We're doing the Iswas tier skips, starting here with the Spike Tunnel. Murray gets it first try. Very well done. And now there's just 2 more acid skips for Murray, not including this. And Pharest gets a first try as well. crazy. And I expect both runners to be able to do the acid skips fairly easily. At the level they're at, there should be no issues. Yeah, there we go. Very well done from both runners. Muri getting the early control because he got hit by the warmth there. And Pharest as well. Actually, I think Pharest gets hit a little sooner. Maybe... Oh, never mind.
Oh no. Pharest gets C dash glitch, which is a bit of a problem with the early control, where if you can lose the ability to use an ability. In this case, is C dash.
Will it come back?
Yeah, as soon as you enter a transition, it'll return.
Okay. That's good.
While not a frequent occurrence in this category, you see it a lot with Dream Nail and some other categories like 106 and True Ending.
Let's see. I didn't get to mention the RNG bridge as shown there. Pharest got hit, unfortunately, where Muri got to just fly right through. Saves a few seconds on Muri's end there.
Yeah, and that's an unfortunate bit of RNG. The runners really don't have much control over. They do have the opportunity to cancel their C dash and avoid getting hit, but it still loses a decent amount of time to just being able to C dash through.
Yeah. Speaking of RNG, we're coming up to the Mauler room here. Very cycle and RNG heavy portion of the run. I think there's a few places, or like at least two, I believe, where you're forced to take damage.
There is one place where you're forced to take damage, which is this Mauler right here. And then this one can sometimes just hit you, and you can't do anything about it really if you get bad RNG and are moving optimally.
Muri turned around to get another hit of Soul from the Moloch there. However, did take the hit because of it. So he's on 2 masks now. Gets the basic skip twice, or second try, not twice.
Yeah, grabbing that hit of Soul was definitely a smart move, just unfortunately he took that damage. He'll still have 3 masks and 2 fireballs to open up the Broken Vessel fight, which should be enough.
Pharest gets the basic skip, second try as well. So I did a bit of calculations with Broken Vessel. If you get the 2 doubles at the start of the fight, it's only 4 D-darts from there until you end them. Ooh. Or if you know how you could replace you can replace the D-Dark with a double hit. Very good fights from both of them, though.
Yeah, Muri ending at just 1 mask. Very good that he took that heal before starting the fight.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was gonna say that was a really pog fight from Pharest.
Yeah, Pharest's Broken Vessel was extremely clean. I'd expect to see a little bit of time save there. No, we see Pharest +2 out of Broken Vessel, but that's likely because of the bad RNG in the C dash room.
Yes.
Pharest is currently 22 seconds behind Muri.
We are coming up to what now is considered by most runners to be the most difficult part of the whole run. The boss, Hornet 2. Most runners, when starting out, feel a little underprepared for Hornet. Not having any nail upgrades, only having, Shade Soul and Desolate Die with Shaman Stone. However, there are some very efficient ways to deal with Hornet 2, and I am fairly confident both of these runners are going to be able to handle it very well.
Yeah, ideally we will fight Hornet 2 mostly with Shade Soul, getting double hits with as many as possible. We will see some use of Descending Dark when she does the Nail Frill attack. But that's only really optimal in cases where the runners both have a decent amount of soul. Just they have a decent amount of soul. I don't know why I said both.
Yeah, you always really want to save one for the double, right?
Yeah, because it is quicker just on soul gathering, for soul gathering purposes, to just hit Hornet during those nail throws if you don't have enough soul to follow with the Shade Soul after the G Dart.
That's fair. Both players not getting the bench there. Sorry, there's someone else. Close that quickly.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect either of these runners to go for a bench, especially in a race this close. We're going to see Muri open up his Hornet fight in a very aggressive start to the fight, but starting with a couple doubles, which is very good. Another double right there, and a perfectly timed stagger. Meanwhile, Pharest starts with a nail throw attack and a dive to counter that, as well as a double just now.
Another stagger on Muri's end, taking 2 hits of damage, but the fight's already over. Muri just went ape shit on Hornet there.
Yeah, that was a solid Hornet fight from Muri. A pretty solid fight from Pharest as well.
Yeah. Yeah, very commendable fights from the both of them.
Looks like Pharest gained 2 seconds, leaving Hornet 2 there. So it is now a 20-second race with Muri in the lead. So this is anyone's game, really. Though at this point, Pharest is really going to need to start making up time.
Yeah, definitely. From this point on, well, that's not true. I was going to say there's no real heavy RNG until the final boss, but there is Umu coming up, which can give extra attacks. And depending on which attacks it gives, you can also save or lose time that way. So we're coming up to that after, though. We're coming to that after we go to Cyclone Slash here. There won't be a huge amount of time save or loss coming in this split, but I'm sure you see some nice movement regardless.
Yeah, this split will just be the runners doing their best to do as optimal as movement as possible on their way into Howling Cliffs. The only real time saver loss will be on just movement errors, and that will be small.
I don't know, at least 5 seconds. Will we get the C- glitch on the tick there? Coming up on Muri's end.
Yeah, unfortunately, there is a chance for whenever C-dashing through an enemy, for that enemy to just hit you, even though it's supposed to die. We see it happen to a lot of runners on this tick, that both of these runners just made it through, thankfully.
Pretty sure it happens like just more commonly on this tick than any other enemy, though.
It feels like it for sure.
Yeah. Yep, both runners getting pretty consistent, pretty good Cyclone Slash split.
Seems like Pharest's movement overall was slightly better than Muri's, and that Pharest managed to gain a bit of time on this split. We'll see the time. Pharest gained 1 second, and it is now a 19-second race. If Pharest can continue to gain time just a couple seconds, 1 or 2 seconds at a time like that, this is going to be a very close race going into HK.
Yeah. I mean, gosh. 19 seconds is just so almost unquantifiable between skill, if that makes sense. It's just so even right now that it's hard to really say who's going to win.
Definitely.
Especially with how back and forth it has been throughout this whole race. Pharest can absolutely make up the time coming up.
Seeing a nice cyclone drop from Muri. Cyclone drops use the cyclone slashes ability to uncap your fall speed, similar to how inventory drops do. To do it without resetting your fall speed. When you open your inventory, it'll set your fall speed back to 0 before you fall infinitely. With the cyclone drop, it will just go from whatever speed you're currently at.
Yeah. Pharest had a quite interesting drop going through Fungal Canyon. I actually didn't see Fungal Canyon, Fog Canyon. I actually didn't see Murray's drop, however. Did he? I'm sure Murray pulled out something fun.
Yeah, we saw a cyclone drop from Muri.
Okay.
Notably, one of those runners who really makes good use of his nail arts, as a lot of these top runners do.
Pharest landed on the right platform at first, not spawning Umu right away. That's gonna cost him some time.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
I'm not. Murray's going for a different setup than what I'm used to.
Yeah, but it looks like Umu is in the right position for a one cycle, and he will get it.
Gets it. Nice. And Pharest is gonna. Oh
no, Pharest gets an extra attack. This is savable, but it does require a decent amount of skill and practice to save an extra attack. It looks like Pharest has a chance, though Umu is... oh no, misses the double. This could be a 3-cycle Umu right here.
Yeah,
possibly, because
really
Pharest did miss a lot of damage.
That is so sad.
That unfortunately will probably be the race for Pharest.
Yeah, it's
barring some major mistake from Muri, and also gets 3 attacks on the second cycle of Umu, which is really unfortunate.
Giving just the meanest ever. He's not going to be able to win. Oh god.
Okay, manages to save the 2 cycle with a nice double and some good soul collection. Barely escaping with his life at 1 map.
That is so unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunately for Pharest, that's probably the race right there. We'll get a time in a moment, but it's probably upwards of 40 seconds at this point.
Yeah, it's very hard to see any situation where Pharest can catch back up at this point. There was definitely a chance when it was only 20 seconds, but now it's just hard to believe Muri would let that amount of time slip from him. $35 seconds. Or no, 54 seconds.
Yeah, it was plus 35 seconds on that Umu. Very unfortunate for Pharest.
Oh, man. Yeah. 2 extra attacks and a whole extra cycle. That's just not fair. Oh, man.
Yeah, Umu is just such a scary boss, coming in on good pace, because fundamentally the fight isn't that difficult. Like, the inputs aren't that precise, but so much can go wrong, and if stuff goes wrong, it can go very wrong, and you can, one mistake can lose 20 seconds.
Noteworthy though, both runners went up the left side out of archives there. Something very recently discovered to save about like 1 second or something. I think not even that. Excuse me, not even that much.
Yeah, with this tournament going on, we've definitely seen a lot of small optimizations to movement, and what is notably one of the more movement heavy categories in Hollow Knight.
Did you see if Muri got the airwalk there?
I did not, unfortunately. Pharest going for a lamp pogo instead of the airwalk.
Yeah. Still good movement. I don't think airwalk actually saves that much time, so it's just the swag strat, honestly.
Yeah, no, I believe it saves like 0.1 seconds, and that's could be very wrong. So it's not a big deal that Pharest decided not to go for it.
Ooh. Realized he didn't quite have the height there for that jump and redid it and gets it second try. Murray's end.
Yeah, so with that quicker strategy done second try, it'll probably break about even for Murray there.
Oh.
Ooh, Pharest misses a C dash release. It's just something that's really easy to do when you're just trying to go faster than you really can. Because I'm sure Pharest knows he's behind at this point, whether or not he's watching the stream. And that's just him trying to make up time that's just not there. And he's just going to lose more if that continues.
Very unfortunate set of circumstances. Probably having Pharest on edge too. Trying his best to just get the race done, but I'm sure he's feeling the effects right now.
Yeah, we are being told in chat that Pharest does not watch the stream. But even with that information, I'd expect he probably suspects he's behind after missing Umu.
Yeah.
He knows Murray's a great player. Probably at least feel behind, if not be confident he is.
Here we are at the Squid Arena. There's a couple different ways to deal with this. Murray going the Shade Soul route, which is pretty quick. Maybe Murray collects some Geo here, because he did miss quite a bit from the Watch Nice chest.
Yeah, so Murray's going to have 250 Geo exiting Beast Den. Since Murray does go for the Great Slash Devout kill on the way out, as well as I believe on the way in, he will get 80 from that, so he should be okay. To have enough for the stag, assuming he does gets all the Geo from both the Devout kills, but it will be very close for him. He's going to need to pick up just a few on his way into Beast Den from probably these Petras in this arena right here.
Yeah.
Coming up.
Are we going to get the third underplat of the run?
I don't know. It's a definitely less frequently seen underplat, and Murray does decide to go above. Very understandable.
It's the one underplat I like going for. It just feels, you know?
Murray gets no Geo from that Petra arena. So it is looking a little scary. There is a chance that Murray is not aware he's low on Geo. Because a lot of runners just assume they'll have enough going as soon as they leave Valerian. So it is possible we could see Pharest make a crazy comeback if Murray makes it all the way to the toll station without realizing he's low on Geo.
Yeah, that's true. 1 Geo short, says 0. Oh no. Well, we'll be watching in anticipation. Did you happen to notice if Pharest did the underplat?
I did not, unfortunately.
Man, we're tripping. We're slacking. Very clean darkroom from Muri. Again, you couldn't really see what was happening, but the runners know exactly what they're doing, and you'll see Pharest doing the same thing here.
If Murray doesn't realize he's low on Geo here, his best bet will be either an enemy or a Geo Rock in B's Den. So if Murray does make it all the way to the Stag without realizing he's one Geo short, it could cause a lot of problems.
Yeah.
It would be a huge time loss to come back. But I hope that he notices here. He did get all of the Geo from that Devout, so hopefully that means he is aware of his low Geo count.
I'm honestly just biting my nails right now. I'm actually so curious what's gonna happen. Goes back.
Yeah, he's going back for every piece of Geo. Just notices. It is going to be a little bit of time loss, but definitely not enough to bring Pharest quite back into it. It'll probably be about, I don't know, 5 to 10 seconds. It would have been very significant had Pharest managed to get that Umu 1 cycle.
Yeah. Ooh. To make sure to ask about this at the end of TV. Will do. We are coming up to the final section of the run, closing out very strongly for both runners. Coming up to the Abyss here, we're going to be collecting the last 2 things we need for it to be considered a consistent, or not a consistent, an official All Skills run. Shade Soul, and finally Howling Wraiths.
Abyssal Shriek.
Thank you. I always mix those up. I don't know why, but thank you. Looks like Pharest saved about 8 seconds. That would have been crazy. Oh, that's so sad, dude. Oh.
Yeah, that makes that Umu 1 cycle miss really unfortunate, because that would be a 10-second race going into Abyss at this point, had that not happened.
Yeah, dang it. Dang it, Umu! What's wrong with you? Here, Muri is at the sibling climb. Gets 1 hit there. Goes to the underplat, woo. I think there's 5 underplats in this run, technically. One of them in deepness is a bit scary, but...
Yeah, there's a good few of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure.
And here's Pharest at the sibling climb. Maybe, oh, that looks a bit cleaner than Murray's, I think.
Yeah, Pharest, unfortunately, hitting 2 siblings. Definitely would have been faster had he not hit the second sibling. It's probably about the same, given that now. Yeah, unfortunately, THK will not be able to make a 46-second difference. And barring literally like the worst RNG we've ever seen and the best RNG we've ever seen, or someone managing to pull up the first ever Scream Skip in THK and save 25 seconds.
I think Axe got Scream Skip, didn't he? In his race versus
No. Or sorry, it's Scream Skip. You can skip the first scream.
I see.
But you need like perfect damage cycle and perfect RNG.
Right. Okay, that's great.
It's been, I believe Pharest has done it in practice.
I won't hold up my hope for that one though.
Yeah, no, it's never been done in a full run, as far as I'm aware.
Muri collects the Abyss Shriek. The final skill we need before we send our way out, and we're gonna now go to the Abyss climb here, the most exciting portion of the run. Everyone's favorite platforming section. Ooh. Muri misses it a little bit there. Has to recuperate.
Yeah, and that will knock the crawlids off the usual cycle he's used to, which might cause a bit of problem for him. Murray's struggling a lot with this Abyss climb. It could give Pharest a bit of time here if he has a good one. Not enough to come back, I don't think, but enough to make it maybe within the realm of feasibility. But Pharest dunks on the spikes as well, in probably the worst possible position.
Yeah, that's rough. Oh, it just feels so bad. Like, I feel so bad for Pharest. That Umu just... Oh, whoa.
Whoa.
That was cool.
An under boulder, I guess.
Heck yeah.
Never seen that before.
Should we call that a spike tunnel, maybe?
Spike tunnel. The second all-skills spike tunnel.
Let's go. Mid-flat. Here, Muri's coming up to the Hollow Knight. Probably not gonna get any. Yeah, no helicopter knight or anything. Wants to keep his lead solidified. Understandable.
Yeah, there is a 51 seconds difference between the runners exiting the Abyss, which means this run is essentially over, barring a death from Muri and THK, which is very unlikely.
Yep. No Cyclone strats. And here we go.
THK is being rather mean to Muri, DPS-wise, but is not doing any damage to him.
That was Calm's curse.
Instantly.
Doesn't need to heal up there. Good decision. Yeah, I mean, very clean fight.
Yeah, at this point, the fight is just about over.
Does not get the scream skip there.
Yeah, which is a not insignificant time save, but not enough to make a difference, unfortunately. This race really looks like it came down to the Abyss climb and that Umu from Pharest. I had both of those gone really well. It could have been Pharest's race.
Yeah, definitely. Pharest will be getting a time of 51:14:45. I'm going to mark him as done. Just as
Pharest will finish up with a 52:02, it looks like. I believe, unless Muri is missing a PB on the leaderboards, that Muri just PB'd by 35 seconds.
Wait, really? Insane.
I'm going to double check that, but...
Or no, wait, Muri has a 50, doesn't he?
Maybe it's not on the leaderboards. Muri has a 51:46 on the leaderboards.
Oh, okay.
Oh, 50-38 is Murray's real PB. So we did not see a top 16 race PB, unfortunately, but still a fantastic race from Murray.
Oh, yeah. Holy. That was insane. We'll just wait for the runners to hop on in, and then we'll give that post-race interview. If anyone in the chat has any questions for the runners, feel free to type them out, and we'll ask for you.
We're just waiting on Pharest right now.
I believe Pharest will come in for interview. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay, so Murray can hop on up whenever he's ready. Or here, I'll just pull him up. Hey, Murray. Hey, Murray. GG's.
GG's.
Thanks. What a terrible run.
Unfortunately, Pharest won't be joining us for the interview. But
Yeah,
congratulations
I
on
just
the
read
win.
that. Too bad. But congrats to him.
Were you watching the run?
No, I wasn't. Because the only time I've done that, I thought I was performing badly, so I just decided to never do that ever again.
Yeah, fair enough.
Very fair.
Yeah. So I had no idea. I was just like focusing my run, trying to do the best that I could.
Yeah. So I guess what do you want to talk about from your race? Is there anything that you want to point out specifically?
I don't know. There are many things to say. Like missing Mantis Pogo was solely because of the nerves, I think. Like I didn't fail it on purpose, obviously, and I don't know what I failed exactly, but I knew that if I would fail something, that would be that. So yeah, that was unfortunate because otherwise my early game was pretty good, and but what was the most solid was my middle game, like from Desolate Dive to Lurien. I lost 10 seconds to my sum of best. Even to Ancient Basin, I lost 12 seconds to my sum of best, which is like crazy. And that I think that segment was really solid from me. Probably the most solid segment.
Yeah.
And then
I just want to let you know the race was incredibly close.
I'm used to it. I'm joking.
I believe that's fair enough. 3 or 4 times, I believe, you and Pharest swapped the lead. Mantis Pogo, you were ahead and then got behind, and then I forgot where exactly. Somewhere in the mid game, you got ahead again. Unfortunately, Pharest's Umu fight gave him an extra attack, and he had to do a 2-cycle, and gave him an extra attack in the second cycle. So, unfortunately, that was the nail in the coffin for your lead.
I see.
I
was happy about the Umu fight. I was a little bit scared because like I got hit by the last attack, which was a fast one, and so yeah, I was a little bit shaky. But once I got it, I was like, okay, at least that did it. And then the end, my late game wasn't that. I think it was like solid. It was not great. It was not insanely good, but it was solid enough to keep the lead. My biggest mistake was miscounting the geo. I mean, I never had to count the geos, but when I saw the geo count at Hera, I was like, how much is the devout? And when I saw that the devout is 43 and I needed 44 geos to get the stag, I was as happy as you think I could be.
Yeah, we had that figured out right as you were leaving Queen's Gardens, and we were like, oh, what is Murray gonna do?
Yeah. I should have. Yeah, if I noticed earlier, I would have gotten some geos from the Mantis, from the Petras.
Yeah.
In the arena in Queen's Garden, but I didn't notice. I was not focused just when I arrived at Hera. And to be honest, I could even have like forgotten. It was just pure luck that I saw my geo count and I thought to myself, "Ooh, that looks low. I need to pay attention. Like if I didn't, I probably would have lost the race."
Oh yeah, it's definitely something we are looking at because it is so easy to forget your geo count there because you're very rarely short.
Yeah. I mean, I've been shorter and shorter now that I'm a little bit, greedier when it comes to the watch and ice chest, because I used to, take all the geo and don't think about it. But now I like forget all the geo which gets to the right next to the wall. And so depending on the geo RNG, sometimes you lose like 10 geos, sometimes you look like, I think I lost 60 or 70 geos there.
Yeah, I believe it was about 70.
And when I saw that, I was, okay, I need to pay attention. That obviously I completely forgot.
Yeah. We definitely teased you a little bit, or at least chat teased you a little bit in chat, of course, about that one. But we saw you had that moment of like, what if I, after killing the second devout, you dashed back and got the Geo Rock there, or like, all right,
Yeah.
just got it.
Yeah, did I get all the geos on the way in?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure. That would have been even like dumber if I missed like 1 or 2 geos, and those were necessary. But yeah, I knew what I was gonna do. It's just that I was the little like stutter I did was to make sure I didn't miss any like last geo. But
Yeah.
right after when I saw 43, I was like, okay, I'm going to the nodes. I lost like 12 seconds on that. Oh, that would have been almost a 50. I mean, that would have been a 50 if I didn't like fail that, and if I didn't butcher my abs climb. But like, I don't know why, but abs climbs are like the nail in the coffin for me in terms of nerves in a race. Like it's terrible. In TB's attempt, it's fine, but in actual races, it is. I don't know. I feel like my hands weigh a ton or something like that, and like all my presses are terrible. So it happened once again, sadly.
Oh man, that's
Yeah, the abyss climb in a race setting's rough. It's rough in a normal run even. Definitely.
No,
needs
normal
close
runs
to
is
master.
fine. I mean, we practice enough for it, but like
Yeah.
in races, like, and also without knowing where my opponent was, I mean, it definitely like, put me more pressure on me. But I prefer to have more pressure rather than release too much pressure and just like lose a little bit of time here, a little bit of time there. I prefer to keep myself a little bit, on my toes.
Definitely
to make sure.
understandable.
So yeah, cool. I'm happy I won.
Yeah,
definitely.
GG's. It's a great race.
Yeah.
Lots of fun to watch.
Yeah, GG's Pharest as well. I mean,
Mhm.
it was
Yeah,
funny,
of course.
because it's it's the first race between two French people. Like we managed to like avoid each other, Pharest and I, but also like Tifa, who's also French. Like we
Yeah.
managed to avoid each other for the whole Swiss rounds, and now like the very first round of the on the final bracket, boom.
There it is.
Yeah, the French exhibition match.
Let's go.
Wonderful. It was a great race to open up the top 16 bracket.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thanks a lot for commentating. Thanks everyone for watching.
Thank you.
Yeah,
And hope you
thanks for putting
liked
on a
it.
show for us, Muri. And thanks for stopping by for the interview. Great to hear your insights.
Welcome.
Thank you, chat, for being a bunch of cuties and watching the race with us.
Thank you, Spicy, for coming with me.
Yes. And I believe we'll wrap up there. The next race is Friday I'll pull up the time.
Good question.
The next
14th,
race is
3
Friday,
p.m.
May 14th at 3 p.m. EST between Monsteller and
Yeah.
Devil Tifa. Should
Yeah,
be a fun
so-
race to watch as well. So tune in for that.
Exciting
I'm obviously rooting for the Frenchman once again.
Understandable. And have a great day, night, or morning, everybody. Thanks for
Yeah.
watching.
Thanks everyone. Thanks for watching.